We have your recap on the latest town council meeting. The Election Town Work Group brings many ideas to the table that will fix parking violations, traffic issues, and more. All the details coming up.
Plus, learn how to stay connected with the Recreation Department through social media and new technology features. Find out how you can get alerts sent right to your phone.
And later we get you in the Halloween spirit. We talk movies, events, and a special performance to benefit the Norcross House.
Those stories and much more ahead on ELCAT News Update.
Thanks for tuning in to ELCAT News Update. I'm Rebecca Green.
And I'm Courtney Angles.
We begin the show with the latest town council meeting. The town is working with a public management company called the Collins Center to find the best fit to serve as the East Long Meadows permanent town manager. The hiring process includes a screening committee who will be responsible for reviewing resumes, conducting preliminary interviews, and recommending potential candidates to the town council. The town is accepting resumes for those residents interested on serving on the screening committee. They are asked to send in a cover letter to Town Clerk Tom Florence by October 5th. The committee will be composed of 5 members and will meet about 5 times in total. The meeting then moved on to an ongoing topic, the Hanwood Hill petition. Residents who live on and near Hanwood Hill have signed a petition due to parking violations, traffic, and other concerns that come with events and activities that take place at Birchland Park Middle School. These events include sports, elections, the 4th of July parade, and more. Prior to this meeting, the school committee also reviewed the petition and created a town election work group. This group consists of the town manager, police chief, town clerk, school superintendent, recreation director, and town council member Kathleen Hill.
And the issue is that the vehicles are parked more for the convenience of the occupants as close to the playing field as possible. And the parking lots available at the school are virtually empty. And I can say that from when I worked there, I would be leaving school between 4 and 5, and we could have parked 150 cars, but they're all embedded on the neighborhood streets and up on the grass. And so I can understand that from the perspective of the immediate neighbors, that is an issue.
Hill provides numerous options to reduce the issues that residents are concerned about.
We began to brainstorm more or less during the meetings about ways we could help to mitigate some of that. Anywhere from asking the police to ticket vehicles. That would be probably the most invasive of and abrupt of the responses. But we felt right now that it might be best to begin to, through the rec department and its coaches, to educate the coaches that they need to tell their parents, as well as the visiting team, the coach, that parking has to occur in the parking lots. We spoke about maybe some temporary signage, maybe putting some flyers on the cars, just to educate them so that we aren't forced just to, pardon me?
So it's self-correcting,
Hopefully. Over time.
Right.
Time is somewhat against us to correct it for the immediate future because the fall sporting soccer season will probably end by Veterans Day-ish. And then the problem to a degree goes away because during the winter season for the basketball associations,
They park close to the building because they're going to be inside.
yeah, they clog up the building. So in essence, I guess the best
Fall and spring really is one of the issues.
for outside to address the neighbors' concerns. But in general, I think Mr. Drury agrees that there's some work we can do very easily with the coaches to inform the parents that they really need to use the parking lots, because should an emergency vehicle need to get in, whether it's winter or spring, it's tough when they park on both sides of those roads.
The election this November will still be taking place at Birchland. However, talks about adding a shuttle service or changing the voting location in the future will be discussed in depth at the next group meeting. The work group is scheduled to meet within the next 2 weeks. Their priority is to create a short-term plan. Next on the agenda, Town Council pay. The council members compared other towns and cities, talked about the town's budget, and reviewed other aspects that would be affected from the pay number.
The MMA listing of what town councilors make in a bunch of different communities. Some close are, everyone's high, but
Oh, population-wise, Amesbury,
Amesbury was
East
3 to
Hampton,
4,000.
and
East
Newburyport.
Hampton was 4,000. Newburyport is 5,000 to 6,000 yearly stipend.
Actually, I did some math that might help you narrow that down. If you average all of these communities, the average pay for a counselor is $9,443. If you take just the communities with a population between $10,000 and $20,000 that exist on this, 10 and 20,000 people rather, that exist on just this list, the average is 2,950 per counselor.
Well, given, the list shows, about 20 towns, cities and towns?
Yeah, I think it's 25 actually, Kathy.
23.
23, you're right.
And they
23.
range anywhere from a Springfield with 153,000 all the way down to a suburban / rural town like Palmer with 11,000. That looks to be like the smallest population that we've been given.
Yeah.
And personally, I don't think we can put ourselves in the category of a Springfield. Their council members are paid almost $20,000, and rightly so.
Right.
But I suspect the volume of day-to-day work they're doing is in a whole different league than of a town of our size. So I'm not sure there is an actual, I don't think we can come up with an algorithm here. I think what we ought to be thinking about is what looks reasonable without making it to the point where it could be argued that it was self-serving.
I'll make a suggestion. We had brought it up previously, and I don't know if we ever brought up a number, but there's been a little bit of like sort of backside discussion about what that figure could be. And the numbers that were thrown out before was 5,500 for a council member, 6,500 and 7,500, depending on vice president.
And
Those numbers, if we look at some, they're sort of
Right.
mid-range, they're not overly.
And what we have on this spreadsheet is simply the municipality, the number of folks on there, whatever the board is, alderman, council, whatever. But we don't know their fiscal status.
I know Eric wasn't here, I don't think, for our last discussion on this, and the thing that I went on the fact that I was the old timer, and I think about the budget, and I think about where all this money's coming from, so.
I just
So,
did,
you know.
I did, on Kevin's proposal, I just did the math because I wanted to see what the total was. And
Yeah.
that, on his proposal, it's $41,500
Mhm.
to pay the council. So it's a big chunk of change and
Well, Eric, it's a big chunk of change relative to a $54 million budget and relative to the commitment that we're asked to perform. So none of us have gotten into this, expecting that this is gonna become full-time compensation, because that wasn't even mentioned in the charter. So it was left to us to, determine this, which is, say it again, is an awkward position to be in.
I'll entertain a motion on council pay if anybody wants to make one. All right, then we'll table until next time.
Would it be reasonable to say that if any of our viewers who are listening this evening, or who, when they have a chance to visit the ELCAT station in the next 2 weeks, if they have any input, that they could simply email the town clerk, so we would have at least provided some sort of an opportunity?
Residents are able to weigh in on the subject. Public comments regarding town council pay may be submitted to Town Clerk Tom Florence for council consideration.
Moving ahead to educational events, the library has plenty planned for October. On this segment of Library Learning, we let you know what's happening at the East Long Meadow Public Library. First, their monthly program, Writers Group, is just around the corner. This program welcomes writers of all levels. Find out who you are as a writer and join this month's group on Sunday, October 8th at 10:30 a.m. in the library conference room. No registration required. This next library event is for those who need some technical help. The librarians have your back when you're looking for computer assistance in their special program called Digital Discussions. Bring in your laptop, tablet, or any other device for one-on-one help. The program takes place on Thursday, October 13th at 2 p.m. in the library conference room. No registration required. Lastly, get ready to spook your way into Halloween with the library's movie matinee. The library will be showing the hilarious new Ghostbusters movie that just recently left theaters. The PG-13 rated film follows a ghost invasion. The film stars two famous comedians, Melissa McCarthy and Kristen Wiig. Get ready to laugh and enjoy a fun program on Saturday, October 15th at 1 p.m. in the library community room.
From the library's indoor movie, we switch to an upcoming outdoor movie night hosted by the Recreation Department. Prior recreation movie nights have been a huge success, with over 200 people in attendance. Get your blankets and chairs back out for a Halloween-themed movie night. Recreation Director Colin Drury explains what residents can expect.
So we kind of take over the center green. So right where the carnival is normally set up, we've set up a 21-foot wide screen, and we pick a movie. And we ask everyone to come out. It's a free event. Popcorn. We try to have a movie that's going to have people come out in costumes, and we do a costume contest and a lot of fun for the kids and giveaways and stuff like that. It's just a time to get all the family members out of their houses, come on out to Center Green, enjoy a movie.
Stay tuned to next week's show as we'll reveal what movie we'll be showing. The event takes place on the Center Green, Saturday, October 22nd at 6 p.m.
The Recreation Department is always one season ahead. Registration for winter sports is now open. For those interested in cheer, swim, wrestling, and basketball, head over to elrec.recdesk.com to sign up. Speaking of basketball, the Recreation Department is accepting applications for scorekeepers and monitors for the upcoming basketball season. Applications can be downloaded from their website. Send in your application by November 1st. Lastly, in recreation news, we take a look at the Rec Department's social media. Are you the last to know about game cancellations? Here are some ways you can stay informed. First, the Notify Me feature located on the town's website will send text or email alerts right to your phone. Also, the Rec Department's Facebook page is constantly being updated for the community's convenience. For more information on everything that's happening, stop in at the Rec Department on North Main Street or visit their website.
More Halloween events are in store. The Actors Company presents New England Ghost Stories by Candlelight with J.T. Turner. J.T. Turner is a professional actor and storyteller affiliated with the Actors Company. The performance is a benefit for the historic Norcross House located on Maple Street. Turner will entertain the crowd with a great mix of ghostly tales, from silly to light and even terrifying. The event takes place at the Norcross House on Sunday, October 9th at 7:30 p.m. For tickets, call 413-525-1122.
When you leave the Norcross House, don't forget to stop in right next door at the Historical Museum House. The East Longmeadow Historical Commission offers open tours every third Saturday of the month. On October 15th, go back in time with a tour of the unique farmhouse that was built in 1852. Tour hours are open from 1 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. The Historical Commission is proud to acquire, organize, preserve, and maintain material assets that pertain to the history of East Longmeadow.
There's a lot of community events to take part in this fall. Now we'll stretch into a more active program. The Balanced Yoga and Fitness Center on Shaker Road is hosting a Glow Yoga session. They're calling it Glowga. All yoga lovers are invited to come take part in a night of yoga, music, and creative expression that will make your body and soul glow. The program takes place on Friday, October 14th at 5:30 p.m. on 145 Shaker Road. Tickets at $13 and registration is required. For more information, call 413-525-8810 or visit their website at balancewithus.com.
Well, that will do it for this edition of ELCAT News Update. Be sure to watch meetings on demand at our ELCAT YouTube channel, ELCAT 01028. Also, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. All social media links are attached to our website at eastlongmeadowma.gov. And don't forget to watch us on cable channels 191, 192, and 193.
For cable channel times, make sure to check out our ELCAT program guide, available at the Town Hall, Library, and Senior Center. Also check your mail as the programs will be delivered monthly within the reminder.
Until next time, I'm Courtney Ingalls.
And I'm Rebecca Green. Thanks for watching. See you next week.